Now I'm recording. See, I'm learning already. Oh, I need to clap. Okay. This is gonna be my second YouTube video, and it's a special one because it's the one where I celebrate myself turning 31, which I will do on Monday. So this is my last week of my 30s. No, it's not. It's my last week of being 30. 31 isn't normally a big celebration, but it means a lot to me this year because when I look at where I was last year, I'm much happier. I'm in a much better place. Perhaps I thought that when I'm 30, my life will be sorted out. I'd know who I am. I'd know what I want. I'd have money, and I would, have worked as a midwife for nearly 10 years and have a house and maybe all the children I'll ever have, and yeah. When I was turning 30, I was really overwhelmed with comparing myself to people that are in the same age as me, what they had and what I didn't have. I had just had a baby and was on maternity leave, but I felt like I'd really slipped behind. I had lost contact with a lot of friends. I lived in a different country to my family. So when I turned 30, I didn't really know who to celebrate with. So I didn't actually have a big 30th birthday party, despite kind of, I guess, wanting to enjoy that kind of celebration, but I didn't feel like celebrating. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel like where I wanted to be by the time I turned 30, but after I became 30, I realized that, like, if there's things you sad about not having, it's because they mean something to you, and if it's worth having, you should try and get them. And I remember feeling sad at the time that I didn't have very good connections with my friends, and I realized it's because I hadn't been investing in them. So I really spent the last year investing in the friends I had and meeting new people too, and putting myself out there. And now I'm turning 31. I can make a direct comparison between this time last year and now, and I'm having a party. I mean, I'm really excited to celebrate myself with people that care about me and people that I care about. It's a wonderful feeling, and I also feel like it's going to be a time where I can celebrate my achievements, and I feel like I've achieved things despite having quit my job, not at all following the path that I had set out for myself in my 20s. I feel like I'm much more myself than I've ever been, and it's really nice because I know that I have, chosen myself, stuck up for myself, despite the fear that people will think I'm being foolish, ridiculous, irresponsible. But what I would want to share with myself from a year ago, when I just turned 30, or even when I was in my 20s, the difficulties you're having now are going to be valuable lessons in the future. And be patient with yourself. Review what's really important to you, and that's where you should put your effort. And I'd say that life gets better. Life gets better with time. You really don't have to have it all figured out in your 20s. If anything, real joy comes in my life from doing things that scare me. A year ago, I had the idea of making a YouTube video. I think I was reading The Artist's Way, and it was like, there's something in your mind that you think you'd never do, or you swore you'd never try. That's the thing you should do, because you're scared of it because it means something to you. You're scared of failing. I think that's what it said. Julia Cameron, don't come after me if I quoted you wrong. Or maybe it wasn't even your book. Okay, my memory's bad. It's been bad all my life, but I have had a baby and it's really bad since then. So here I am painting, talking, and I have to say, it's so much easier talking while painting than it is talking into the camera. Because I get into this like flow state. And I always have lots of reflections and thoughts while I'm painting. It's also nice to talk while I'm painting because I feel like my painting is becoming much more like a manifestation of myself. I hope the microphone is picking up my voice. I think turning 30 was actually a relief in a way because I mean, when I was 29, I didn't really care about turning 30, and then it dawned on me that I was using it as a opportunity to I don't know, count my chickens or something. I wanted to feel like my 20s were useful for something. I mean, they were, and I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for my 20s. But when I was turning 30, I wished I'd like gone to university to study art or go to an art college, or I wish that I'd just gone straight to Denmark, or I don't know what would have happened if I'd gone to London to work as a midwife, or what if I hadn't done certain things or said certain things? How would my life look now? But I couldn't have done those things because I needed to do those things to learn the lessons that I needed to learn. I started going to therapy yesterday. It's funny how it also coincides with me starting my YouTube channel because it's, I mean, maybe it's not a coincidence. Maybe they're all correlating in a way because now I'm acting on behalf of myself. But it was really an interesting session because he said some things that I hadn't heard put so simply. He talked about the fact that often people are waiting for their fears to go away before they can act. They want to be like the complete best version of themselves before they take on like a goal or a task where that will lead them to their goals. But we have no control over our feelings. He gave some examples. He said, like, trying to avoid the bookcase. Like, don't think about any books behind me. But there was a huge bookcase behind him, and I really couldn't not think about books. And then he told me to look at the clock on the table and feel angry at the clock. And I couldn't. And he told me to fall in love with the plant that was on the table, and I couldn't, even though plants are great. And then his point was, you can't control your feelings. And then he was going on to say, if I told you to touch your nose, you could do that. So you can control your actions. And he talks about self-confidence, and he talked about the fact that he describes self-confidence as being like a big bowl of marbles, and a full bowl of marbles would represent being like really self-confident, feeling great about yourself. And he said that those little balls of marbles are collected when you have evidence that you are the person that you want to be, and you do that by acting. You can do that by acting, and then confidence, once it grows, it will disguise or cover up the fears that you may have or have had. And I think that was a really nice way to put it simply. It has been bothering me how many it's been bothering me, all this advice about like manifesting your way to the life you want. And I have tried it, and I've been trying to like say affirmations. But the problem is, as I say them, like I don't believe them. So that I don't feel like they work for me. I just feel like it's another stupid thing I'm saying or doing. So, I mean, I think affirmations are a useful tool, but you have to also like see that it aligns, what you're saying aligns with you to some level. And I think what he was saying was that you can act even though you're scared, and your fear might be, I don't know, fear of doing the wrong thing, parenting, for example, or fear of failure, or fear of being seen a certain way. But you can act as if you aren't scared. You can act as if you are already that person. And then that will be your evidence to yourself that you are that person, or you have the potential to be. So I don't know, maybe affirmations would work better when you combine it with just acting. So yeah, it was actually a great session. I remember going out of the session feeling absolutely mortified, but then actually on reflection, I really got a lot of value out of it. So big up my therapist. Thank you for that bundle of wisdom. So if there is anyone that's still listening, thanks for being here. I guess what I really want to say is, it's never too late to follow your dreams. It's never too late to make your life better. You have to be open. You have to try. You have to do some things that scare you a little bit. You have to put yourself out of your comfort zone. The return on investment is pretty damn big. And you're worth celebrating. It pays off to celebrate your little wins, look back and reflect, invest in friendships, paint, god damn it. And I hope you've enjoyed listening to my waffling. I really have enjoyed talking in this way. I think I found a really good way to record vlog audio, because it's nice to have some company while I'm painting. Painting can be a bit lonely. And yeah, happy birthday to me and anyone else who is anyone who's having a birthday. Happy birthday to all at some point this year. Keep painting, keep creating.